Hey guys, I was gonna do this earlier, but I was resting and everything, and I thought I'd just come on here and, kind of give my thoughts um, on basically the news that broke. Now, we all were wondering over the past weekend what the announcement that Stephanie McMahon was going to make. Well, it was such a big announcement that not only was Stephanie involved in this, but so was Vince McMahon, her father, and her husband, Triple H. And all three got to speak, mostly Triple H and Stephanie. And a lot of speculation was going around as to exactly what the announcement was going to be involving the women in the women's division. Well, it seems that the announcement was that I think on the last Sunday in October, I believe the last Sunday in October, we are going to have the first ever, or WWE is going to have the first ever all women's pay per view event called Evolution. Now, I think this is I'm going to be honest. I know some people have mixed reactions about this. I mean, most of it's positive. It's like, okay, good move on WWE's part for doing this, because it's long overdue. You've pretty much done everything else possible to kind of highlight that the women are on equal par with the men. So the obvious next step in the evolution, this new legacy, if you will, of the women's wrestling, is to give them their own pay-per-view. And like I said, it's great. It's a great move on WWE's part. Some people may say it's just a. Now, here's the thing. Some people may come out and say, "Oh, well, WWE's just doing this as a marketing move. They're just doing it as a PR move because it's the thing to do, and it's going to make Stephanie look good in front of all the people that come in contact with the company or come in contact with public relations and da da da." Basically, a lot of people, to counter the positive, have these negative things to say. And you can't. Here's the thing: you can't really blame people for having a. Here's the thing: you can't really blame people for thinking that way. You can't really blame them for thinking, oh, they're only doing this because they want to make Stephanie look good overall in the end. Because sooner or later she's gonna take over her father's company. She's going to be handed the keys to the kingdom along with Triple H and maybe even Shane. But Stephanie's going to be the main, head honcho or head mistress, if you will, of WWE. So they want to make her look good in front of the public's eyes. And that's a great move. That's a great PR move. That's a great business move. But a lot of people are saying that that's the only reason they're doing this. That basically is to make Stephanie look good. That if it wasn't for Stephanie being in the position she's in, if it wasn't for the existence of NXT and Triple H, being behind the women there competing at the levels they've been competing, if not beyond, everybody pretty much said that if it wasn't for those two factors, because they were those two factors right there, Stephanie, Triple H, and mostly Triple H saying, hey, NXT is where the women's division is going to be revived. It's going to be resurrected to be what it should be. If it wasn't for any of that, a lot of people pretty much pointed out that if it wasn't for everything that came before it, everything that set this up, the WWE wouldn't give 2 cents about this. That Vince McMahon would not give a flying you-know-what about a women's revolution. He would not care about the women headlining pay-per-views. He would not care about any of that, whatsoever. And, people, again, have a right to their opinions on that situation. I look at it this way. However you view this announcement, it is a big deal for WWE because WWE is the last promotion, wrestling, sports, entertainment wise, what have you, that you would think would go in this direction. Now, one counter argument that a lot of people have, and even other promotions have had, is, really, WWE? You're the first to do this? We don't think so. Heck, Impact Wrestling even threw some shade at WWE for indicating that this was a first ever deal, when they've pretty much done it more so in the past over the past couple of years, I should say. Basically Impact, on the Twitter page, like I said, threw some shade, basically saying, really, WWE, this is a first ever deal. Let us introduce you to one night only knockouts. Let's introduce you to Impact Wrestling knockouts, knockdown, da. So yeah, a lot of companies like Impact Wrestling, Rise, Shine, Shimmer, even PWG perhaps, and many others, in country and internationally, will come out and say that WWE is a bunch of liars, that they are lying through their teeth, because in truth, this is not a first ever deal, because other promotions have done it, and they have the evidence to prove it. Okay, fine, okay, fine. So other promotions have done it. That's great. And WWE should acknowledge that, okay, look, we're not the first company to do this, because others have done it before us. But what WWE should do to counter that is saying, hey, yeah, we're not the first to do it, but we're the first to do it live. We're the first to do it on a national, worldwide platform. We're the first to do it in front of a sold-out major venue, possibly. That's what they need to point out, that the difference between them doing it and other promotions doing it is they're doing it live. They're doing it on in a marquee area. They're in a marquee city. They're doing it in a marquee venue that's been host to many pay-per-views in the past, major ones like SummerSlam, Survivor Series, WrestleMania, Royal Rumble, you name it. They can point out that they're doing it live. They're doing it in a marquee city. They're doing it in a major league venue that could potentially hold about 20,000 people. At least. I don't know what the capacity of the Nassau Coliseum is, but I would venture close to that. And the fact that they're doing it on a bigger, more worldwide, global platform for everybody to see. And they're not just, from what it sounds like, not just limiting it to the streaming service, WWE Network, but they're also putting it on pay-per-view. Now you might say, well, Impact's done the same thing. That is true. But here's the deal. WWE's doing this live. When Impact would do the one night only deal for the knockouts, people would pretty much know what was going to happen before they saw it, unless they avoided spoilers. So with that said, yes, WWE promotion-wise is not the first, but they are the first to do it live in a bigger venue, marquee venue, in a marquee city, if you will, and in front of a bigger, global, wider audience that knows about their product more so than the other ones. So yeah, WWE, like I said, they may not be the first to do an all-women's show, pay-per-view like show, whatever, but they are the first to do it live. They are the first to do it. Well, okay, I know you're going to say, well, wait a minute, didn't Rise of the Knockouts be the first one? Yes, Rise of the Knockouts on Twitch was the first. I'll give you that, now that I think about it. But, Rise of the Knockouts, it was on Twitch, right? Not everybody has Twitch. And not everybody knows, even if they do, not everybody knows about Impact Wrestling having a Twitch channel. Nobody knows about Rise having a Twitch channel. Nobody even knows there are wrestling related channels on Twitch. They mostly associate Twitch with gaming. So not a lot of people knew about that. The thing that WWE is trying to point out here, whether we like it or not, or they should point out, is they're the first to do it live on pay-per-view in front of a bigger global worldwide audience. And biggest difference is it's not taking place inside some kind of gymnasium or armory where pretty much you could see boxes and trophies just lying about on the upper balcony area or the upper areas of that arena or that venue. They're doing it at the Nassau Coliseum, legendary venue. So yeah, they may not be the first to do it, and maybe they're not the first to do it live, but they are the first to do it live on a major league level, worldwide global level, and they're doing it on pay-per-view, as well as having it on the WWE Network. So they're not limiting themselves. So that basically is what you have to look at. You have to look at the fact that yes, they're not the first to do it live or anything, but they're the first to do it in the way they're going to present it. They're going to, think about it. Nassau Coliseum, legendary venue, like I said, hosted basically all major 4 pay-per-views for WWE. You know, they're doing it in a venue like that that can host about 20,000. They can seat about 20,000 fans. They are doing it on a national, worldwide level and promoting the heck out of it on that same level, as well as the fact it's on a as well. How else do I put this? As well as, like I said, they're doing it on pay-per-view. They're doing it on pay-per-view and on the WWE Network. You know, they're not limiting themselves just to the streaming network or the streaming service. So, yeah, may not be the first, but on a bigger global scale, they are. I mean, honestly, let me ask you this. When WCW and ECW were running things, did they ever do something like this? No. Has Ring of Honor done something like this and they're kind of getting up there a little bit? No. Is New Japan? No. Nobody on a major league global scale that can, in reality, compete side by side with WWE and give them a run for the money has done anything like this. You know, at this level. I mean, yeah, like I said, WWE's not the first to do an all-women's pay-per-view show, but they're the first to do it on this scale, and they're the first to do it live on a traditional pay-per-view night, which is a Sunday night. And they're doing it, like I said, at the Nassau Coliseum, a legendary venue. So, I know it sounds like I rambled a little bit, but the point I'm getting at is there are a lot of positives going into this. A lot of people are happy about it, but there are people that are going to be negative about it because it's like, look, this has been done before. What's the big deal? The big deal is it's being done. It's never been done on a massive global scale like it is now. But the question is, with all that aside, you've got from now the announcement, which was made on two nights ago, July 23rd, to the end of October. So you've got July, August 1, September 2. You got 3 months to build to this. How do you get people hyped for this besides promoting the heck out of it, which you know WWE's going to do? Well, I mean, heck, they were already doing it with people talking about it, and even mention on Raw, as well as mentioning it subtly as well as subtly mentioning it on SmackDown, and they'll probably mention it on NXT too. You know, how do you build to this? Well, already you got somebody. Already, looks like they're planting the seeds to do a special attraction like Legends match between Mickie James and Trish Stratus, with Mickie James throwing out the challenge via Twitter to Trish Stratus for one more match, and you pretty much have confirmed that Trish, Lita, and Beth are going to be part of this. So basically there's that. So basically you already have the build to a potential matchup already in the works right there. So all WWE has to do, starting maybe now and up to then, if they don't have anything else anything else in the works for Mickie, besides working alongside Alexa Bliss, then start slowly burning and acknowledging the challenge for Evolution. And I think doing something like that, people will actually get hyped for it. Now, there is speculation that WWE is going to want to have one of the ways WWE is going to want to really promote this event and really get people to take it seriously is with the championship matches and the champions that are going to be represented in there. As far as we know, WWE has indicated as of right now the Mae Young Classic Finals taking place. So that's one match pretty much confirmed. We just don't know the combatants. As well as all the women's championships from Raw, SmackDown, NXT, and NXT UK will be defended. But the question is, who do you have as the champions going into this event? And pretty much there is speculation going on that Carmella and Alexa will not, unless somebody changes their mind, will not be entering this event as champions. They may enter it as challengers, but they won't enter it as champions, because if you want a marquee, if you want a champion people are going to take seriously, you need someone that doesn't represent what you're trying to get away from. With all due respect to Alexa and Carmella, you want someone that represents what you're going forward with, which is the women's revolution, evolution, and not someone that represents pretty much the past, that being the Divas. So, rumor is going around that Alexa and Carmella may not have their championships for much longer, and you could pretty much count SummerSlam as being the last time holding the belts. Because think about it, from a smarter marketing campaign-wise, if you put the belt on Ronda and you put the belt on Becky, you put those belts on Becky and Ronda, you pretty much ensure people are going to tune in to this event, because you have a headlining champion in Ronda Rousey walking in with the Raw Women's Championship, the Women's Championship of your flagship show, and then you have Becky Lynch walking in with the Women's Championship of your soon-to-be new flagship show starting next year. So it makes sense from a business standpoint, which would also mean Shayna Baszler may be walking in with the title, maybe, unless they decide Kairi Sane's more marketable. So that's up in the air. And whoever they got planned and pinned to be the NXT UK Women's Champion, that will be the one that walks in as well. But from a Raw and SmackDown perspective, the rumor is Carmella and Alexa will not be the ones walking in with their championships to Evolution, that instead it could be other women, and those other women most likely would be Ronda Rousey and Becky Lynch. Now, there has been speculation about a women's tag team titles, but I think some people have mentioned that, hey, we still got time to build towards it. Stephanie McMahon in an interview even acknowledged that, hey, we're going to get there. That's something to going to focus on, so that may culminate at Evolution as well. So we'll just have to wait and see. But overall, the idea for the Evolution event I think is great. Like I said, WWE may not be the first to do it, but they're the first to do it on this global level. So I think it's great, and I wish the women all the best of luck with this, and hopefully WWE doesn't screw this up in the end. So let me know what you guys think down below. I'll talk to y'all later.